Stars and spells time.
Woo!
We have some top secret little books to share with you. We're working like busy little Christmas elves to deliver on time.
Oh yes. Lots of man hours.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun putting this forecast together, and we have some journal pages for you. We have some tarot archetypes. We have a little bit of everything to really make this next year, really engage with the magic of the stars and really, bring that into your life. And just, I don't know, I've made such a huge divinatory practice in this past year using astrology, and it's really, really expanded my practice. So looking forward to sharing that with you guys.
And even the process of creating this and, watching it merge together, the stars with the spells, right? It's just been really fascinating and expansive and fun, even just in creation mode.
Yeah, and for the non-astrologers too, right? Like this isn't meant for just astrology students or somebody who's actually versed with the planets. I tried to write it in a way that you can understand what the energy actually is and how to engage it. And sometimes like I've been studying astrology for a while, and sometimes that's my downfall with astrology, is I know too much and I don't just experience the thing. So being led to how does it feel, or what does it look like? Sometimes that is more in-depth and intimate than just knowing what to expect. So it's, there's so many different layers of engagement here, and it's really going to be fascinating to see you guys at the end of the year, and having something to look back on, using this as a journal, as a record keeper, as an Akash, right? And just being able to go through the different cycles year after year. How do I act during a Mercury retrograde? Am I the problem? Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Is that the song? Or even I focus a lot on some of the lunar magic. I use 2 different lunar cycles here, actually 3 technically. I look at the monthly lunar magic, and I look at it as a 6-month manifestation grid, and then I look at the eclipses as well. So, and I'm going to have you sit there and engage with every cycle and be able to trace back, oh yeah, this is when this started, or this is how, this is when it's ending. So it's very, very interactive.
And you guys, this is if you're wondering, how the heck do I bring more magic into my mundane? This is it. This is the journey to that, right? And I want to touch back on what Tracy was just saying real quick about, you don't have to be an astrology student to really get something from this. I'll let you in on a little secret. I am no astrology expert at all.
She's not.
Sometimes she's speaking a foreign language to me, but I have such an interest. It feels very imperative and important for me to learn more about it. And for me, bringing that into my magical practice too, what a beautiful way to learn more about it and have it all laid out for you. And I'm also learning so much more about how tarot corresponds with the zodiacs and the planets. And so it's deepening the tarot practice, but also helping me understand more about the planets, because I speak more in tarot, right? And so it gives just a lovely understanding of this stuff. So you definitely don't have to be a student. It's just, so if you are interested in engaging with the energy and being a conscious creator and bringing that magic into the mundane, then this is for you. And if you do have astrology experience, this is also for you. If you want to bring in more magic, this is for you, right? We made this so it really, was beneficial for such a wide group of people.
Yeah, definitely. The main focus here is the magic and bringing magic to our lives and finding magic that's already there that we've overlooked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So whichever language you speak, whether it's a tarot archetype or it is the stars, or it's hey, turn my head here and look, I can speak that language too.
Right. Absolutely.
So let's give them a little sneak peek.
Okay, you guys want a sneak peek of what we've been working so hard on? Let me share my screen here. Dun, da, da. We should have put music on here.
I can sing.
I'm in a TikTok creation mode, I think. Okay.
All right, so here's our Celestial Almanac, and we are going to send this to you as a PDF, downloadable. You can pick which pages you want to print or which you don't. I mean, we're probably pushing about 200 pages here now. So either get out your 3-ring binder and, you know, start piling them in there. And you can even print off some of the extra pages if you need more space to take notes or,
Right.
you know, make some scribbles. I scribble all over the thing, all over it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and we don't expect you to just get the file, print it all out, be overwhelmed, right? Go through it, you know, with us each month, and pick the pages you do want to print.
yeah.
We have talked numerous times about printing options. I know we've got people that are interested, and we know that'll probably be a question. As of right now, we do not have that option available. And we've discussed it in great length. So other recommendations, if you don't have access to a printer, would be, you know, send it off to a Kinko's or a, do they even still have Kinko's? A FedEx, a Staples, right?
The library, take it to work.
Go sneak to your mom's work and print it there, right? Whatever you have to do. We are still talking about it. Just right now, we haven't come up with a solution for that works well. So just to kind of answer that question ahead of time, right now, not, possibly sometime down the road. So yeah, you will get the monthly, or you will get the book up front, what we have available up front, which is going to be about 200 pages. And then we will also be delivering monthly content, which we'll kind of dig into as we go here. We ready to show some more pages?
Keep going.
Dun, da, da.
Ta-da! Okay, so I'm going to be doing a forecast every month, you know, a couple pages on each month. Some of the big transits that are going on, you know, when you hear, you know, there's an eclipse conjunct Mercury or conjunct Uranus, what does that mean? Or Saturn is ingressing, what does that mean? I have it already translated, packaged in a pretty little bow, even down to almost kind of weekly, like, hey, we're shifting from this energy and then we start changing over here. Where do you notice this, you know? And then maybe you can go and cross-reference it with your chart and see, you know, when it has happened, you know, when was the last time it happened and how you dealt with it, or here's some other dates that it corresponds to. And so I'll have a lot of little interactive notes within that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have some lunar records for the full moon and new moon of the month and how that corresponds with the larger cycles. And just some really easy questions of, how does it feel? Where is it in my chart? How do I normally feel during this moon? And really getting into, you know, like some of the emotions, you know, sometimes when I look at how this moon is in the sky, like I get some of the most stereotypical things, you know, stereotypical astrology things that you learn from Astrology 101. And I'm like, no way, that's not me. And then I look back at my notes, I was like, it is so, you know, like you're being a basic. So, but it's good to know thyself and good to know like how you actually express, you know, or experience some of these lunar energies. I mean, if I know that we're getting into, you know, like for instance, this is a Cancer moon. If we're getting into a Cancer moon and I'm really emotional during, or I am outbursty of emotions, you know, maybe that's not the day that I go and meet new people or like try to give a presentation or try to like have myself together, you know. So it's good for looking back on how you acted and looking forward about how, okay, this is not going to be my best day, so let's pick a better day.
And for our alumni, returning students, current students, clients, what are we telling you constantly? To follow the energy, to tune into how you feel. And that's not something a lot of us naturally do, or we're kind of programmed to do. You know what I mean? It takes effort to remember that, to kind of reprogram that way of operating. And so every month you're being guided, you know, weekly you're being guided to tune into how you feel. And that's when you get to the heart space. That's when you start learning, what the heck do I even want from life? And what do I no longer want? Like you really start sorting through all this. This is shadow work. This is manifestation, conscious creation, magic, embodiment. It really covers everything, and it is kind of the embodiment of everything we've spent the last 2 years teaching. I would say we're bringing it all in here.
And it's super practical magic too, to be able to say, like, I am dead during a full moon when everybody else is alive and going crazy. You know, maybe I'm a first quarter moon kind of girl. Maybe I'm a last quarter moon kind of girl. That would be good to know when we're actually practicing magic, right?
Right, because how many times do you see everybody on this energy train and you're not on it? And so now you're like feeling left behind, or what am I doing wrong? And you know, wouldn't it be nice to just stop that noise and really know yourself and just embody your natural cycles?
Yeah. What are you and I, a 3-day before the full moon kind of gal? Is that a waxing? I think that's the waxing gibbous, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that nice to know? Do it 3 days ahead of the full moon.
Right. Because sometimes it's like, you know, I'm all up in the crazy and nobody else is. And then I realize, you know, if I wasn't paying close enough attention, oh, there's a full moon in 3 days. Okay, that makes sense. Right. So
yeah,
really good to be informed, right? And in flow. Okay, so those are just, you'll get these are going to be a monthly, you're going to get it all, right? This part you're going to get all on the forefront, but there will be one for every month, a packet like this for every month.
Yep. And then this will be some of the weekly journaling, where I have when the moon moves into different signs and phases, and when some of the outer planets shift, or, you know, the sun shifts into the new sign, or all that, and have a whole bunch of you know, self-reflection questions that they do relate to the moon and sun phase. So I do kind of throw that in there. You don't have to answer all of them, but they're very good reflection questions. But this is just journal pages for you to write down your day. You know, did you do something out of the ordinary? Did you do something really fun? Did you do something terrible and then you had 3 days of terribleness? You know, what was going on in the sky during those days? You know, or especially the days where you wake up and you want to kill somebody, and then in 5 minutes, nope, I'm fine. You know,
right.
What changed?
Move through that fast.
Yeah.
And you can see,
must have changed.
Yeah, you can see right there on the calendar, she's got it down to the time of day, right? And you'll also notice these are smaller boxes. So these are, you know, make your main points. You can make a few minutes for this daily and weekly, right? It doesn't have to be a big, huge thing that, you know, stops you in your day, right?
Yeah. And I even write down things like, especially during Mercury retrograde, you know, who contacts me during retrograde? And then I found I made a pattern of who actually does that. And I was like, I know who this person is, and I know she's coming. Be quiet, you know, get offline.
I have one of those, don't I? That's become quite predictable, right?
Yeah.
Or what dies away during the eclipse? I just killed an 18-year cycle, 18-year thing yesterday, unexpectedly. So it's important to know that stuff. And the questions here on the right side of the column, these prompts, you tailored these to the energies of each week, right? Like, she's put so much effort and time and thought and consideration and customization. So these questions on every week are not generic questions. She asked them for a reason, right? Super intentional.
I'm a very good question asker.
Yes, she is.
Not a very good statement creator or speaker, but I can ask some questions. And I think whoever actually tallies up how many questions I read in this book, I don't know, I'm going to give you some kind of prize or something, because there's got to be thousands.
But it's such, becoming friends with Tracy, I learned so much more about myself. The questions she thinks to ask, I'm like, I wouldn't even think about
nobody
that, right?
would think to ask questions.
Right. So, you know, it goes a long way to knowing more about yourself and really, you know, pondering these questions she's got here. And I just love that, you know, in a lot of journals, you're going to get basic, standard, generic kind of questions each month, especially in like manifestation, you know, planners and things like that. So I just love how completely tailored and intentional all of this really is. So you'll have these for every week of the year. And then at the month end, I have, you know, this conscious engagement page, which is really about reflecting on the month. Your homework.
Yeah, really. It's the month that we went through and, you know, up until this point and all the lessons that we have been learning. So there's a lot, you know, there is some even deeper questions on here. And you can take this into, you know, another journal if you want to, or you can take this and have a conversation about it, you know, but I definitely encourage you to reflect on some of these things because this will tell you about you.
And you can also take a lot of this that's on this page and create ritual around that, or
Yeah,
intention around that, or altars around that, or, you know, spell work, or whatever. You'll start finding you'll take these pieces and then create your own magic with them as well. So
absolutely. I mean, and even just writing, just journaling, that's a spell.
words are spells.
Words are spells, and
Thoughts
engaging,
create.
yeah, just getting the thought out of your body onto a piece of paper is engagement, is, you know, like that magical connection. It's no longer taking up space inside. Now I've created something with that thought on a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
What am I coding it with? What is it, you know, what is it? Is it coming alive off of a piece of paper? You know, it's, I mean, words are spells. Get your magic journals going.
Yes, absolutely. And then we'll dive into the spells side of things. It merges into both, of course. So you will have astro correspondence. We'll talk about days of the week, aromatherapy, herbs, flowers, crystals, colors, elements, foods, and a bunch of altar ideas, you know, and setting up the altar. And so for those of you who have taken any of my weekday magic series, something I say all the time is any intention you add into your day complements the practice. And then all of a sudden you realize you are living much more intentionally than ever before, one layer at a time, right? So even if it's like it sounds basic B or generic to be like, oh, I'm gonna wear the color red and I'm doing magic, but I work with a lot of color frequency, and I'll tell you there's a lot there, right? It's not just a little thing, it's really embodiment in layers. We've been talking so much about layered magic these past few months, and so these are just additional layers to embody the energies, to work with the energies, to, you know, if you're into offerings, you know, giving offering to the planets and things like that. So, and to give you ideas, right?
Can you imagine if you wore red on a Tuesday and maybe had like a tiger tooth necklace or shark's tooth necklace? Do you think anybody's going to screw with you on a Mars day? You know?
Right. And you can experiment with that too and be like, I wore all this and I went to the grocery store and everybody just got out of my way, right? You'll notice, you know, how things do impact your day to day. So,
or I was so confident that I was able to approach somebody else, right? That's a very good Mars day energy.
Yes.
Feeling spicy on a Tuesday.
So when you're going spicy to the grocery store, we of course want to hear about it. All right. So you'll have correspondence. And this is like, you don't have to do this you don't have to work with Aries correspondence just when you're in the month of Aries, right? You might have some of that somewhere else in your chart where you want to bring in that energy. So it can be used anytime you feel it's relevant. Okay. Then we were talking about, you know, learning more about, you know, your tarot practice, but also learning the planets through tarot. So you're going to have tarot correspondence. It gives us, you know, just a reference. These are reference pages, quick reference pages where you can grab the energies and see the connections and what they're associated with, what the keywords are. We'll talk about other archetypes. That's fun. We're going to dig into that a little more down the road. So you have tarot correspondence for, you know, the full zodiac and then other planets. So you got that. And then we have, we're going to have monthly content delivered. We're going to tailor it intuitively each month for what kind of, you know, it'll be like Jen and Tracy's magic recommendations for the month. So we'll have other spells, rituals, and things coming to you every month. But for the bones, the part you get up front, I also went and pulled these zodiac tarot spells. They're meditations, they're visualizations, they can be journal prompts. They look, at first I'm like, oh, some of these are a little bit silly. A Leo self-confidence salad, what even is that? But going through them in the visualization, it actually takes you really deep. Again, you're learning more about tarot, you're learning more about the zodiac, but you're also, you know, conscious creating and manifesting. So there is a zodiac, a spell for every zodiac. And again, you don't have to just be in the month of Gemini to do this spell. You want to lighten up in January, go grab this spell and bring some of that energy in with you, right? Consciously create and conjure up some of that energy you need. So these are really cool. I actually love them. I'm super excited to share those with you guys.
And I'll be referencing them a lot, you know, throughout the year when we have a hellacious Saturn transit and we all need to lighten up. I'll say, okay, we're going to go make this kind of spell, this kind of salad. We're going to get in the kitchen. I do a lot of astrology in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I'm always going to be recommending food and medicine and tonics and, you know, flowers and more food.
Lots of kitchen witchery, right? Yeah. So we'll, you know, intuitively we might be like, okay, this month's heavy. We need to lighten up. Let's go grab this spell. Or we need some confidence. Let's go eat that self-confidence salad. I thought it was so silly reading the title of it. But when I actually read what it was, I'm like, wow, this is good stuff. So these particular spells are not my spells. I got them from, I'll reference the book, of course, but anyway, so we have all of those. And then I went and designed some, you can use these as grids, or you can use them as meditative coloring, or, you know, if you just need a timeout and you want to meditate on what transpired through the month, or you want to put them on your altar and work with specific colors, right? The reason why I love coloring, I don't sit down to color often, but when I do, I shit you not, something magical always happens within that time, right? So anyways, I love a good sit down when I do take the time to do that. But I have another one on my desk. You won't be able to see it here on the screen while I'm screen sharing, but they make good altar grids. If you want to do crystal gridding, if you want to grid with acorns or stones or leaves or whatever it may be, you can grid with them, you can color with them, you can just keep them on your altar as another layer, whatever you want to do with that. So you'll have one of those for all of the zodiac as well. So, and this is just some of the magic. So let's stop screen sharing here. We'll show our pretty faces again. We'll have to screen share it again in a second. Right? I forgot about that last page. But anyway, so we just wanted to give you a sneak peek of what you'll get in the book up front. And then you'll get all sorts of magic delivered to your inbox monthly for the next year.
Yeah.
So,
and anybody who signs up, no matter whether you just want the book or you want readings along with it, or you just want to be the book and the webinars, everybody's going to get the book. So everybody's at least going to have the same basic forecast, material and record keeping material and interactive kind of things. Right. So we're all going to be starting with the same energy on the same page and really tracking together. And how great would it be to just like make a comment in the group, like, hey, this week was tough for me. You know, I noticed we had this thing going on in the astrology. Did anybody else notice it? And then somebody be like, oh yeah, that's how that happened. I didn't put it together. Or, you know, just sharing how you experience astrology is learning astrology, right? Like that, I learned so much from other people saying how their day is. Like I listen to Jen or Jamie and I'm like, these women are teaching me astrology, like just hearing from their mouths. They don't know what they're saying, but I know.
Right. We're tuning into astrology. We don't even know it.
They don't even know it. Yeah, right. It's so fun. And but you'll start noticing it more and more in your life. Right. And you'll start noticing other people act out these archetypes too. Yeah. So maybe even, some of these astrology things, maybe they're not even happening to you. Maybe you are just noticing, like I notice it with my spouse, or like maybe the neighbor is acting up, like not everything has to come through you in order for you to experience it.
Right. Even down to things like physical body stuff, all of a sudden your teeth are hurting out of nowhere and you're like, oh my gosh, what's wrong? And then, one of the other girls were like, my jaw hurts today, or, just through us talking about what's happening every day, we kind of find those connections. And then we we hear from Tracy, she's like, oh, that's astrology.
Yeah,
We're
it's
like,
astrology.
okay, my teeth will feel better tomorrow. Good. Don't need to worry.
It's the astrology weather. You know how they say like pressure systems come in? It's like the astrology, it's cosmic pressure system.
Right. Right. Yeah. So, super awesome. And again, anybody who, if you're getting just the book, you'll still get the monthly book editions, our monthly recommendations. You'll still get that via email every month as well. So any part of the book you'll receive. So should I share again and we'll go to the information page?
Yeah, so we are getting ready to open up on the 13th, and we are taking the prepaid annual subscription. It's heavily discounted, but that's the only option that's going to be open right now, and that opens November 13th, and that is for 12 months of, not only you get the book, you get 12 months of the webinars and whatever other kind of crazy bonuses we're going to throw in the webinars. I already have like 10 more ideas. So that's it. And you'll get 12 monthly readings, which is, going to be your forecast on your birth chart to really get that intimate, detail of how you can expect and plan and, live your life. And I go really deep with those. I really do. I love the monthly, I don't want to call it coaching, but I love that monthly engagement, and I'm really putting into it all the things that I wish I would have gotten it from some of my other teachers, so I'm really I'm going crazy with that one. And then also today, you caught me in a mood where I'm going to also throw in a solar return chart. If you sign up for the whole year subscription, I'm going to give you a birthday reading too, which is a totally different chart. And it's so fun and it's so magical. And it's so like, none of that'll happen. And then you'll look back and be like, holy shit, everything happened.
It all happened, right?
And we love one of my favorites.
In our group, she always gives us each our solar returns. And I know many of our alumni have got them too. So we always look forward to those every year. Yeah. Super insightful. So she's throwing that in. That's a big value.
Yeah.
So anyone who does the tier 3 pay in full option, will get that bonus. And then it's not listed here, but we also talked about any webinar, like one-off webinars that we do for the general public, any astro webinars, astro-based, we'll give to you guys for free as well in this tier 3 option. So at no additional cost.
Right. So that's what's going to be open on the 13th, the annual subscription for $4.99. So 13 readings and at least 12 webinars and the book. Okay. And then we're going to open up normal, regular subscriptions December 1st. And we have 3 different options. So you can just get the book and you can just, go through it on your own, and that's totally fine.
And the book is a one-time payment.
Yes. One time.
Doing just the book.
Yeah. And so that'll be available December 1st for $50 for the book. We have the second option, which is the book and the webinars. And it'll be the book fee of $50 plus a $15 a month subscription. And you can cancel that. You can upgrade that. Just let us know by the 15th of each month, and we can handle that. Okay. And the workshops are going to be, again, about the actual, almanac weather, the forecasting that I've actually already done. And then we get in a little bit more intuitive and a little bit more like, well, what actually is going on in the world and how do we actually engage that? Because I write a forecast a year ahead, right? Like I'm not predicting down to the detail every single day of what this event is going to happen. You get to decide throughout the year. So based on your decisions, we come to a point where like, okay, now we can,
right.
Now we have the information to go forward. So monthly, expect it to be at least a 2-hour webinar, I think.
And these will be pre-recorded that we will send out to your inbox along with your monthly magic content. So you can, watch it at your leisure and go back and revisit and take notes and all that.
And
fun
I
stuff.
already have a million ideas for bonus webinars along with this.
I know,
So,
me too. I'm group ritual, anybody? Yes.
yeah. So when you purchase the book and you do a $15 a month, you're getting all of Tracy's crazy ideas. So, so that's going to be fun. And then the third option is, again, it's the monthly reading. So we're going to go intimately deeper with your personal chart. So the forecast that I've written is general, but it's for everybody. You know, like you will be seeing these things out in the world, but it just depends on your chart of how deeply they, you know, are going to touch you or change your life.
Right.
You know, maybe somebody, you know, gets hit with a Saturn transit and they're just stuck for a couple days, and somebody else gets hit with a Saturn transit and somebody dies. You know, like there is a big spectrum of how, you know, sensitive you are to these planetary energies. So really, if you're already doing this work and already engaging with it, of course you want to know how it actually affects you.
Right.
So these are going to be 12 months. And this is going to be, you'll get the 12-month of personal readings. I will pre-record them. And you will get the 12 months of the webinar. So it'll be, and the book. So you'll get the $50 book, and then it'll be $45 a month. And if you want to downgrade to just the webinar and no reading, that's no problem. If you want to cancel the monthly subscription altogether and just continue on the book on yourself, no problem.
Right.
If you want to start the year off with just the book and maybe 6 months in, you want to start coming to the webinars, totally fine. Yep. Totally fine. Just try to use that 15th of the month time frame to get in touch with us. Try to pick that as an easy number, because I'm going to try to keep the webinars and the readings as close to the beginning of the zodiacal season. So like at the beginning of Capricorn season, at the beginning of Aquarius, at the beginning of Pisces. And those are usually, you know, between the 18th and the 20th of every month. So I give you the 15th as an easy thing to remember.
Yeah. So any of the monthly payments can be changed. The book, the $50 book, whether you just do just the book or membership options, is non-refundable, and our pay in full rate is non-refundable. But if you're on a monthly plan, you can change, you can upgrade, downgrade, cancel as you see fit. And so go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say, we again, we're opening up just for the annual subscription on the 13th, November 13th. We'll keep that open for 2 weeks. And then December 1st, we start with all the monthly subscriptions. Everything will be open by then. And we're doing it that way because there is limited space available. So if somebody, you know, really wants to be part of the whole annual thing, and, you know, the monthly people have signed up before an annual person, you know, I know the annual person's going to be here for the whole year. I got to make a space for them. So annual gets first dibs. Yep.
And we only have 30 spots available for that. And I mean, for the readings alone, this is such a deal. And we did heavily discount the pay in full option as well. Not only that, but if you do the pay in full option, you're an Academy member, and you're renewing your Academy subscription, you're going to get an additional discount of $150 off an annual Academy renewal as well. So for those of you who have already renewed Academy, I am personally tracking you, and on the 13th, I will personally send you a discount code to still get your $150 off if you've already renewed for Academy and you're joining the pay in full option here for Stars and Spells. So it's very, very heavily discounted for both spaces, because we wanted to make it accessible. We knew that a lot of our members would want to be in both spaces, and we wanted to make that available for everybody. So
I'm secretly trying to make everybody do astrology.
It's working.
Everyone's going to be an astrologer after this year.
It's working. Okay, so those are our options. Any other notes we need to?
You know what? Our first webinar
yes.
is going out right before Christmas.
We're already giving a bonus instead of starting in the new year.
Yeah, we're going to have a little group get together, and then we're going to send out a webinar. So we want to really bring in, you know, celebrate the winter solstice together. make our grids, make our altars, set our intentions, really talk about, what we can expect out of the season or what we want out of the season, like, I don't do so much goal setting, but is it a resolution or is it a revolution? So revelation even. So yeah, I think that would be lovely to set the tone right before Christmas, right before Christmas craziness and New Year's and all that. So
maybe we don't engage in Christmas craziness this year. Who knows?
Yeah. So I can't believe we're already at the end of the year, though.
I know.
That's just insane. So,
I know.
Okay, we have what is it, about 6 weeks of signups before we start.
Before we get going. So again, the heavy discounts right now are on painful options. That is what's opening up. Just recap, the monthly payment options will open up on December 1st, but do note that we do only have 30 available if you want the tier 3 option. We only have 30
so
spots
if you're waiting until December 19th to sign up, we might not have a spot. So
all right. We just wanted to kind of break that down, give some more details. And if you guys have any questions, you know where to reach us, and we cannot wait to embark on this next journey for the year together. So
I'm so excited. Next year's going to be great. Next year is such a nice, definitely compared to these last couple years of astrology, like there are some times where it's just plain old boring. And I think that we are going to, I don't know, either people are going to thrive or people are going to be like, I don't know what to do with myself because I'm just so used to the last few years. Like, I don't even want to believe it's real.
Right. Right. Because you're, waiting for that rug to get pulled out from under you, right? And but reading this forecasting, it's like maybe I don't need to wait for that rug to be pulled out, right?
Right.
Can use my energy somewhere more productive. So
exactly.
Yeah, we're super thrilled. We have put so much heart and thought and time into this already. Very, very intentional. And we can't wait to share it with you guys.
Hey guys.
All right. We will
chat with you soon.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.